How long did the Siege of Vicksburg last and what was the timeline? Have you ever wondered how a city could hold out against an army 4 weeks on end? The Siege of Vicksburg is a fascinating example from the American Civil War. This siege lasted from May 18, 1863 to July 4, 1863, totaling 47 days. It was a key moment in the war, as Vicksburg was vital for controlling the Mississippi River. On May 18, 1863, General Ulysses S. Grant's Army of the Tennessee surrounded Vicksburg. The Confederate Army of Mississippi, led by General John C. Pemberton, was trapped inside the city's defenses. The Union forces aimed to cut off supplies and weaken the Confederate position. Just a few days later, on May 22, Grant launched attacks against the Confederate defenses. However, these assaults were met with strong resistance, and Grant realized that a direct attack would not work. Instead, he decided to lay siege to the city, which meant surrounding it and cutting off all supplies. From late May to early June, Union troops began digging trenches and building siege lines. This tactic allowed them to move their artillery closer to the Confederate defenses while minimizing their own exposure to enemy fire. The Union forces were methodical in their approach, gradually tightening the noose around Vicksburg. On June 25, Union forces detonated a mine under the Confederate lines, creating a massive crater. Unfortunately, the subsequent assault failed to break through the defenses, and the Union troops had to retreat. This setback did not deter Grant, who continued to apply pressure on the besieged city. As the days passed, conditions inside Vicksburg worsened. By July 3 and 4, the situation had become dire. Food and water shortages plagued the Confederate soldiers. Under constant bombardment, General Pemberton met with Grant to discuss surrender terms. Initially, Grant insisted on unconditional surrender, but he later offered parole to the Confederate soldiers. On July 4, 1863, the siege came to an end with the surrender of the Confederate forces. This victory was a turning point in the American Civil War. It split the Confederacy and secured control of the Mississippi River for the Union. The Siege of Vicksburg, combined with the Union victory at Gettysburg just a day earlier, boosted morale and set the stage for future successes in the war.